This is the Percy Penguin left-handed full-length video tutorial. Gather your items from your KelliDream crochet kit along with your own favorite pair of scissors. Pause this video at any time by clicking on it. Make a magic circle using the magic circle tool. Press the end of the yarn into the top slit with the groove facing towards you. Turn it sideways and wrap the yarn around it twice. Make an X and hold with your index finger. With the hook facing down, insert it under the first loop and grab the second, pulling through. Pull it up and twist it a little onto the hook. Then reach over and pull the working yarn through the loop on the hook. Grab the working yarn and pull it tight. Put your index finger on the yarn on the hook to hold it in place. Then insert the hook into the groove and under the loop. Yarn over and pull through. Reach over top, yarn over again, and pull the yarn through the two loops on the hook. Repeat this 5 more times to complete 6 stitches. When you're done, the stitches on the other side will look like little letter V's. When your stitches are complete, make a bigger loop by pulling on the hook. Pause this video and count the V stitches to make sure you have 6 of them. Place a stitch marker in the first stitch. Take your magic circle round off of the tool by grabbing the loop and the last stitch, gently wiggling the whole round free. To tighten the circle, hold the same last stitch and loop and pull the tail until the circle closes. Round 2, increase 6 times. The increase stitch is simply 2 single stitches into the same V. We'll start by putting our first increase stitches into the first stitch where our stitch marker is. We insert the hook in, yarn over with the working yarn and pull through. Then you should have 2 loops on your hook. Reach over and yarn over again and pull through those 2 loops. We're going to do it again. Insert the hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again, pull through the 2 loops. Now you should have 2 stitches completed into the same one stitch. These make 1 increase. So in order to mark the beginning of the row, we're going to put our second stitch marker in the first of those 2 V's that we made with our increase. So now look for the next V and we're going to do another increase stitch. We're going to insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over again, over the top, and pull through those 2 loops. Then we're going to reinsert the hook into the same stitch, the same V. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. And that completes the second increase. Now do 2 stitches into each of the next remaining 4 stitches, which would be 4 increases into the next 4 stitches, and you'll know you're at the end when you get to the stitch marker. When you're done, it's a good idea to go back and count to make sure you have 12 stitches. Round 3. Single stitch, increase times 6. It means we're going to single stitch in the first stitch and then increase in the next stitch. And then we're going to repeat that 6 times, and that's going to make 18 stitches. Place your stitch marker in the first stitch to mark that third row. An increase stitch, 1, 2, and now a single stitch, 1. Now we do an increase stitch, and so on. And we're going to repeat this pattern until we get to the end of the row. Round 4, 2 single stitches, then an increase, and we're going to do that 6 times. Now that we've done 2 single stitches, this is going to be the increase. Go back into the same stitch, and that's the increase. Now we're going to do 2 more single stitches, and then another increase. I'm going to speed this up and meet you at the end of the round. Round 5, 24 single stitches. I'm going to speed this up and meet you at the end of the round. Now you're going to flip the project inside out, which is actually flipping it to the right side. And then you follow the stitches in the same direction, only now you'll be stitching from what looks like the outside of a bowl into the inside. Round 6, 5 single stitches and increase 4 times, adding up to 28 stitches. I'm going to speed this up and meet you at the end of the round. Round 7, 28 single stitches. Round 8, 28 single stitches. Round 9, 28 single stitches. Round 10, 5 single stitches, a decrease 4 times, making 24 stitches. And I'm going to show you how to make a decrease stitch when we get to it. First, we need to do 5 single stitches. And now we have a different stitch, the decrease. And I'm going to show you how to do an invisible decrease. We're going to stitch into the front loops of the next 2 stitches. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. Yarn over again and pull through as usual. And now we do 5 more single stitches. And another decrease. Repeat this pattern until the end. Round 11, 24 single stitches. Round 12, 24 single stitches. Okay, we're going to attach the eyes between rounds 7 and 8. What we're going to do is count down from the top, and if you see here, the eyes are kind of wide, and so there's 7 stitches between the eyes, and we're going to count down 7 rounds from the top. So what you do is you look at that very top circle and you count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that 7th row, we're going to put the eye between the 7th and the 8th round. I'm going to find a spot that I like. Maybe there's good. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Staying in between the 2 rounds. And I put the second eye. Okay, I like how it looks. So I'm going to make sure it's 7 down. And what you do, flip it inside out. And what we're going to do is take the backs and you use the widest part up against the yarn. So the wide part down, and just push it on until it snaps on. Sometimes I use a fork to push it on, but this one seems to be easy enough. And there it is. And you've attached the eyes. On round 13, we have another 24 single stitches. Round 14, 24 single stitches again. Round 15, 2 single stitches, a decrease 6 times. Add stuffing. Round 16, a single stitch, a decrease stitch 6 times. Round 17, we're going to go around again, 12 single stitches. Round 18, 6 decreases. Now these can feel a little tight and difficult to get the stitches through, but just take your time. Now pull about a 4 to 5 inch loop and cut it, and then you're going to stitch in the front loops only to close the hole, and then you'll bury the yarn. These travel scissors are a little tricky. You have to kind of pull on it and push the blades together as you cut it. They're just for traveling, just a little extra in the kit. To make the chest, use the white yarn, with the magic circle tool to make 6 stitches around the magic circle. Round 2, 6 increases. Round 3, 3 single stitches, 3 increases, 2 times, making 18 stitches. Round 4 is 3 single stitches with a set of single and increase stitches 3 times, another 3 single stitches, another set of single and increase stitches 3 times, then 3 more single stitches, adding up to 24 stitches. So first you're going to do 3 single stitches, and then you go into the next mode, which is a single stitch and then an increase, and then a single stitch and an increase, and a single stitch and an increase. So that's 3 times you do that. Then you go back to 3 single stitches, and then you repeat that single stitch increase, single stitch increase, single stitch increase. So that's 3 times of that. And then at the end, you should have 3 more stitches left that you do 3 single stitches into. So sorry that's a little confusing. It isn't that hard if you just kind of really pay attention to your stitches. It's to finish off that oval shape we're making. Pull a nice long 7-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch loop and cut. Okay, now we're going to sew the chest onto the middle right below the eyes. And first I'm going to take this middle end piece of yarn and kind of stitch it through so that it meets with the other one on the edge. Now I'm going to tie the ends together and kind of just try to flatten out that little bump there so it looks round. And I hold it up and kind of place it where I want it, just below the eyes to get an idea. And I want the end to be kind of towards the top. That's where I want to start stitching. You can start anywhere, but that's just easier for me. So I'm going to weave it through a little bit to get it to where I want it on the round there. And also just to kind of fill in that little bump. That's not that important, but it's just something that you can do if you want. And once I get it all the way to the end, I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and stitch right where I want it on the actual penguin. And all you do is you just take a little bit of the penguin body stitches, just get your needle under there and then just grab one of the underneath loops of the white chest, and and then you go back through again and again all the way around. And that's it, it's not that complicated. Don't be afraid to try. If you're not used to sewing things on, you're just grabbing two different pieces of yarn and pulling them together and going along the way. I just grab a little blue gray and I grab a little white. As you can see, I'm just getting a little bit more now of the blue gray, and then just grab a little white on the same pass and pull them both together. And if your yarn slips off the needle, you just put it back on and keep going. Also, you can use the other end and stitch from that direction if you want. For round 1 of the wing, make 3 single stitches in the magic circle. Round 2, 3 increases. Round 3, 6 single stitches. Round 4, 6 single stitches again. Now pull a 4-inch loop and cut. Tie the ends together. Now repeat the wing pattern to make 2. Sew the wings on the side near round 9. And with this, you really can put them wherever you like. So just kind of play around with them. Count down to round 9. That's kind of where they are on the pattern. And you can put them a little bit more forward or a little more back, whatever your preference is. For the first foot, make a magic circle using the magic circle tool with 6 single stitches. Now for round 2, we do 6 increases. That's different than what's on your pattern card. That's a misprint. So 6 increases, and that adds up to 12 full stitches. Now round 3, flip it to the right side, like so. Round 4, slip stitch in the first stitch. You're going to put the stitch in, pull it through, and then pull it all the way through the other loop on the hook. Round 5, chain 1. Yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook 1 time. In round 6, you're going to take the piece and flatten it so both edges sit together. Round 7, you're going to slip stitch through the next stitch and the stitch behind it. In round 8, you're going to do the same thing in the next stitch again. Pull a 4-inch loop and cut the yarn. Now make another wing. Tie the ends together and sew on to the bottom. Okay, you just kind of figure out where you want them. I kind of have them towards that little circle at the bottom, but pointing outwards a little bit. Okay, I'm trying to get the yarn to come out where I want it when I put it on the bottom. So if the yarn isn't exactly where you want it, you can always just thread it through. And it's just the same as sewing on the chest. You take a little bit of the penguin yarn and a little bit of the foot yarn, and you just connect the two with the needle and pull through. And you just do that a few times until it feels sturdy. Okay, now I'm just gonna bury the ends. Using the magic circle tool, make a magic circle with 3 stitches for the beak. Now 3 increases. Pull a 4-inch loop and cut. Turn to the right side. I like to tie the ends of the yarn together. Flatten it a little and then sew on. Now we bury the yarn. And he's done. Congrats!